It's Saturday night, and you know what that means. It's always great to see Anna Jay. And thus the streak for good old JR Jim Ross, it continues. Hooray, it's continuing. Woo, celebrate. I'd use streamers and other stuff and all kinds of craziness, but I don't want to go to Party City. It's too goddamn late. But what streak could it possibly be? What streak could I be talking about? Well, it's the streak of Jim Ross being horny at least once during any given wrestling broadcast that he has been a part of during his lengthy tenure in this great sport of professional wrestling. And my God, Jim Ross may be checked out during a lot of the matches that he calls, but one thing for certain, that man's going to be super, super goddamn horny when he sees a woman that he really goddamn likes. Man, the streak, the number is just getting higher and higher and higher and so goddamn high. It's getting closer to the sun. It's getting brighter than the sun, as Colby Calais once said. But the streak is it's getting too close to the sun. And it's melting away just like Icarus. And my God, it's going to crash down to earth like Icarus. And by God, Icarus is broken in half. Stop the damn match. It's like, well, enough is enough. Son, he may be broken in half. And The Undertaker likes it. That being said, the streak is continuing to score one for the horny old good guys. By God, hooray! I'm John Rant, with my review of AEW Rampage, Saturday night edition, with a lot of piped-in crowd noise. At least that's what I heard. Did you guys hear that? Jim Ross, Shivani, Excalibur on commentary. No, Chris Irvine, Jericho, Aniston on commentary. That's a good thing. I'll give them credit for trying to do a couple things as far as advancing a couple feuds, building one particular feud, and trying to continue stuff with the women. But as far as just a show, as a concept, Rampage feels dead. Dynamite is sputtering and having issues. Rampage is having plenty of issues, regardless of the night it's on. Diehards will watch it, but it still feels like it's bottomed out quality-wise, even with the efforts of the talents. And they're going to launch AEW Collision soon. I'm all for the talents getting more television time. God, I hope they can shore things up. I really do. So, Jon Moxley took on Christopher Daniels. Okay, Moxley's worked a lot. Daniels has really worked a lot, and I'm not knocking. Love Christopher Daniels. Got to meet him a few times at some indie shows in 2019. Super nice, uber talented. I think this is his last full year, 30 years of The Fallen Angel. And Daniels, still smooth, can work really well. He's had to adjust his style a bit due to injuries and father time. It is undefeated. He is undefeated. But good pace. He does hit the Angel's wings, but can't quite get the cover. And then we get delayed cover for 2. And it looks like Daniels might get the victory, but no. Then the Bulldog choke and then the rear naked choke, and he passes out. And there we go. And then Moxley offers him a handshake. Holy shit. Could Moxley be turning over a new queef? Wait, no, that's what Renee does. This is not going well at all. But, oh, maybe they want Daniels, one of the friends of the elite, with them. Makes sense. Makes sense. Ah! But what happens later? Because we get a little bit more to this. And then we go backstage to Jade getting some makeup. And then Mark Sterling's also there, who I'm sure is a nice guy, and I hate the gimmick. Lexi Nair is also there, and Lexi, they have too many backstage interviewers. That being said, whatever. It's going to be Jade versus Taya for the TBS Championship on Dynamite, and Taya can't use Road to Valhalla or Jaded or whatever she calls it. Okay, that's fine. That'll be the way to write off the fact that Taya is going to end up losing the match, at least I think. So, here comes the man they call Hook, along with the Hardys and Isaiah Cassidy. Where's Mark Quinn? Where's Mark Quinn? I still don't have an answer. Jeff says it's time for me to retire from screwing up. Okay, Jeff. I hope I'll believe it when I see it. I hope, but I'm not buying it. I'm not wishing it. I'm just not buying it. The firm deletion, and then Stokely shows up, and they must have put him on a few apple crates so he would have been able to get into the camera lens. He wants details, they won't give them, and then the firm attacks, and they commit hate crimes on Isaiah Cassidy in Pittsburgh News at 11. And then Matt Hardy has a chair. The charity of deletion. God, I wish the Hardys were deleted from my television at this point, because I don't want to see this stuff. Because this Broken Universe stuff is bullshit. It was played out years ago. To me. recaps of Cole, Jericho, and all the bullshit. And hey, you know what? Here's a brief thing. Let's talk about this brief thing right here. So, Saraya, Defender of Abuserverse, she has a storyline going with Britt and Jamie. And Britt had a black eye. And Saraya changed her picture to, Britt's black eye, mocking her and stuff like that. Now, for storylines, okay, that's great. As far as pushing a storyline, all for that. That would be great, except for the fact that Saraya, the abuser defender, is currently dating somebody that has a long list of criminal charges against her, including sexual assault of women, a few women, has been kicked out of his own band for various things. There's a lot of shit that's gone on in this, little pipsqueak's life. I mean, look at this guy. He looks like an emaciated college science experiment skeleton. Look at him. He looks terrible. So she posted a video with him doing some stuff and mocking the fact that he may have assaulted and possibly killed somebody. That's good. That's good. And Saraya has been in relationships where she's been abused before. Alberto El Patron. There was a lot of sympathy for her. Let me say right now that if you're being abused in a relationship, help is out there, and there is no excuse for that ever happening. I don't care if it's a man hitting a man, woman hitting a woman, woman hitting a man hitting a woman. If you are non-binary hitting non-binary, I don't care. I don't care. If you're a human being, you do that, that's wrong. That's wrong to do that. It's wrong to take advantage of somebody that loves you, that cares about you, and you think you can assert your power over them. That's fucking goddamn bullshit. And here's why it's bullshit. And here's why Saraya deserves to be called out and deserves to be ridiculed. Because, a lot of people had sympathy for her. And yeah, sure, she had her drug issues. And good that she overcame those. You could argue that her brain's fucking rotted and maybe her brain's always been like this and she's always been an evil, stupid, blood transfusion needing bitch. I mean, yeah, okay, the pale skin, maybe that's a bit of a low blow. But let's just look at the facts that I used to be a fan of her. And I'm all for her embracing this heel run if she wasn't herself a victim of abuse, dating somebody who has abused numerous women, and then does this stuff. Oh, but it's for storyline. We're supposed to ignore that. No, if people are going to be called out in WWE for it, or New Japan, or any other company, if other stuff's going to happen, like if other companies are going to get called out for the shit people they employ, then AEW deserves to be called out for the shit people they employ. I honest to God hope that Saraya gets her contract just totally ripped up, and then she can go back to doing twitching or streaming or whatever the fuck she does. And she can go with that emaciated college skeleton. And maybe they can go off and bump uglies. And God forbid if they ever have children, they're going to look like the most disease-ridden vermin ever as opposed to those two. So, yeah, anything bad that happens to you, Saraya, hate to say it, especially in the ring, like, if you're playing with goddamn fire, you're going to get burned. And when you get burned, I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh at her. And I'm going to say, you reap what you fucking sow. Karma's a goddamn bitch, isn't it? You stupid, slinky, neck-possessing twat. I cannot goddamn believe that Saraya thought it was a good idea. And now that I've gotten so angry, I'm going to bring the goddamn producer here, because the producer has decided to chime in about this. You are not the biggest fan of Saraya, are you? Are you? Hi. Adopt, don't shop. This is a good kitty. Who's got his claw currently in my cheek, so I may start bleeding at some point. Hey, do you have anything to say about Rampage? You were watching some of this. You didn't mind the next match, actually. That's the thing. You weren't so certain how to feel. And by the way, fuck Saraya, I just want to say. You weren't sure how to feel about Keith Lee and Dustin doing their backstage promo because you're like, wait, who's the older of the two? And it's Dustin. I keep telling you it's Dustin. You like Julia Hart versus Kira Hogan because you think Julia Hart is neat and spooky. Doo-doo-doo. She's honoring the House of Black. Okay, fine. Anyway, enjoy the producer tale. So anyway, Julia Hart and Kira Hogan had a match. Julia's embracing this gimmick. Matches like this should be on YouTube. I'm all for them advancing the story, and basically, Julia wins with a chokeout. Anna Jay runs down after being misted. She's got weird black makeup, so she's going to be corrupted and put in the House of Black. And then, JR says it's always great to see Anna Jay, and they have a bit of a fight. And then it looks like Jon Moxley is playing Peacekeeper with Daniels and the rest of the the BCC, and then they beat his head against the locker room door. By they, I mean Moxley, and they do most of it off camera. Well, there we go for that storyline. At least they're trying to do something with Julia Hart and Anna Jay, but honestly, at this point, putting more people in the House of Black, I don't know how that's going to work. It's like the NWO with bad lighting and mist. And I'm not talking about the point-and-click adventure. FTR and Team TNA, a.k.a. Jarrett and Lethal, along with Giant Silva Jr., Sanjay Dutt, took on the Varsity Athletes, Ari Daivari, Josh Woods, Tony Nese, and the Real Slim J. Apparently the Real Slim J will stand up, and all those are imitating. Okay, Mark Briscoe wanted the people to have peace, a.k.a. Team TNA and FTR. Jarrett accidentally hit Dax, and then Tony Nese got stroked, the premier stroke, and then Dax covered him 1, 2, 3. And then Mark wants peace. This is how they're using their tag team champions shortly after winning the titles. Orange Cassidy has a winning streak, and I question why. Dynamite card rundown. People like Orange Cassidy, that's fine. I don't. Dynamite rundown. Tony Khan speaks. Stop. Stop, please. So, the Butcher speaks. I got nothing against Butcher and the Blade. It's just, Butcher, I don't hear them talking up. Butcher yelled, or Blade yelled, a lot. I hope he's alright. El Hijo del Vikingo. The Viking Man. The Viking Man can because he flips around and lands on the stage. Took on Dralistico of the LIJ faction in Mexico with Roosh, whatever the hell Ten's name is, and who else was it? Jose the Assistant. Was that Jose the... That was Jose the... I don't care. It's a AAA Mega Championship. Hurl yourself stupidly at the stage. Good tactic. People who like this flippy shit, that's fine. I'm not saying these guys aren't talented as far as being able to do flippy shit. They are. I see why people like Vikingo. I don't know why they did Destroyer on the apron. That's fucking stupid. And everyone got tossed. And then 630 won it. And then the rest of LIJ came down and beat up Vikingo. There you go. That's it. You know what? Here. Hey. No, come here. Alright, guys. So that's going to be the end of that. You are going to sign us off. If you agree, disagree, or you meow, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rickland. This is the producer. This is Sir. Hi. And we will see you soon.